Have you ever believed in something with such conviction that it influenced the way you live, the way you dress, and even who you may marry? While Hasidic Jews in the United States make up just a small fraction of the Jewish population in the U.S., their dress and customs make them recognizable across the world. I'm Luke Moore. Thank you for coming today. In order to understand Hasidic Jews' outward appearance, we need to understand the history of their beliefs and how that influences the clothing they wear and the total belief structure around Hasidism. Hasidism began in the mid-18th century in Eastern Europe, in modern-day Poland and Ukraine. And within just a couple generations, a large percentage of the Jews in Eastern Europe followed Hasidism. Hasidism means piety in Hebrew, and it follows the idea of Kabbalah, or Jewish mysticism. Hasidics did not move to the United States until World War II with the rise of Nazism in Germany. And they settled in Brooklyn in the neighborhoods of Crown Heights, Williamsburg, and Borough Park. According to the Jewish Virtual Library, there's 14.6 million Jews in the world. And of those, about 6.9 million, just less than half, live in the United States. So out of those roughly 7 million Jews in the U.S., only 200,000 follow Hasidism. According to Edward Queen from the Encyclopedia of American Religious History, there are 20 different dynasties of Hasidism in the United States, and each one follows their own unique customs and cultures. But the majority of Hasidics belong to either the Satlars or the Lubavitches, which are named for the cities in Europe where their ancestors came from. So Hasidic beliefs lead them to dress uniquely according to modern contemporary culture. Hasidic women follow a theory of tznius, which means modesty. So they dress conservatively, though in most circles they wouldn't be considered peculiarly dressed. They wear clothes that cover their collarbones and their shoulders. The arms always cover their elbows with longer sleeves. They wear skirts and dresses that cover below the knee. Sometimes Hasidic women do incorporate secular or contemporary fashions, but as you can see in the picture, sometimes they can wear a top with shorter sleeves. They'll wear sleeve extenders or a shorter skirt, and they'll wear leggings underneath to cover the skin. They'll wear either a dicky or a high collar or a shawl or something around their neck. Hasidic Jewish women also wear sheitel, which is a wig. Hasidics consider married women's hair to be sacred, and they won't allow anyone to see it. So Hasidic women and Orthodox Jewish women always wear wigs in public. While the women dress relatively according to modern culture, Hasidic men with their beards, curly hair, long coats, and hats are instantly recognizable around the world. Some of the fashions you'll see Hasidic men wearing are tzitzit, which are tassels that hang down from the four corners of either an undershirt or a prayer shawl, and they usually let these hang out from under their dress or their jacket. And those tzitzit, those fringes, signify that God is all around us. You may also see Hasidics with payat, which are the long curls coming from the temples of their head. They don't shave those, they let that hair grow, and that signifies that God is on either side of the individual. And one other thing that will set Hasidics apart are shtreimel, and that is a large round rabbit's fur hat. They wear these shtreimel on the Sabbath and on other Jewish holidays. So when a Hasidic Jewish man gets married, he receives 2 shtreimel on his wedding day, and then he won't get another one until his first child is married, roughly 20 years later. So everything that Hasidic Jews do, they consider to be in the service of God. By focusing on God instead of other people, they believe that helps them hold more to their faith. In an article on PBS.org, titled Hasidism in America, one rabbi was quoted as saying, "If one has to sleep, one sleeps for the service of God." How? That the strength which comes from rest, the clearness of mind, is used in the service of God. Ordinary activities, earning a living, taking a drink, should be done in the service of God. And while Hasidic marriages aren't arranged, young people are introduced to each other through recommendations of the community, and they are encouraged to consider compatibility just as much as attraction when they decide who they're going to marry. So while Hasidics may dress outside of what will be considered normal in the United States and act in certain ways, they do this according to their beliefs. And while only a fraction of the Jewish population is Hasidic, they're instantly recognizable around the world. So if you see someone that may not dress according to contemporary fashion or look like they may not fit in, just remember that they do so because of a commitment and conviction in their beliefs. Thank you. And thank you to Finn, the cameraman.